So when we bought this house, I had no idea what I was getting myself into other than the fact that it was terribly gross and disgusting. The people had 6 dogs, literally also had pigeons, and it would be a project that I would never forget in the rest of my life. It's something that was kind of done out of haste and need, but we got such a good deal on the house that it was worth it. Not saying you should do it, but this is kind of our story of how we got started, and I've never done anything like this. Some people in my family had and kind of said that, oh yeah, we can do it or you can do it. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It was a total mess. We're about 7 or 8 months in and not quite done yet, but it's something my wife and I are thankful for because it will allow us to have a pretty good place to live for a lot less than you can get anything else for in 2023. So if you want to follow along, here's our video of what we bought. When we bought this house, it was in horrible shape, but now we've got the kitchen looking like this. Before we got even close, you can see how nasty the old kitchen was. That's grease. The pantry was destroyed, mold everywhere. It's all mold on the baseboards and up on the walls and the floor. The bathroom was horrible. We totally ended up gutting it. Lots of water damage everywhere. Just never cleaned. Disgusting. One of the bedrooms there you can see smelled like people lived in there and had never showered in their lives. The dishwasher was full of rats' nests, rust on the outside. The water heater was in the kitchen along with an old stove that was abandoned. All the walls and trim was saturated in grease. This is after we cleaned up the kitchen just to get the loan. Outside wasn't much better. Mold and mildew everywhere. The yard was a disaster. Paint on the outside of everything was coming off. The back porch didn't look half bad, but it was covered. You can see where the water treatment system was in this old shed. It had frozen before and looked like something out of Lord of the Rings. The actual attic of the house was pretty big. It's honestly something you could turn into a pretty nice storage area. But back to where the little water treatment area was, totally disgusting. The washer and dryer left nasty stuff on the floor. The shed had been practically abandoned, looked terrible. We had to put baseboard heat and crawl through the crawl space for wiring before we got even approved for the loan. This was the roof of the cellar. Thankfully, the electrical had been updated at some point. We had done some work to clean up the shed, to fix the chipping and peeling paint we had to do just to get the loan. Then we started gutting the inside. First thing we did was tear down all the walls in the kitchen and in the pantry. Totally soiled with mold and mildew. Then we went on the bedroom. A lot more mold in the bedroom. We ended up tearing out probably about half the drywall in the house. This is where it gets really bad. The bathroom was totally rotten, the whole wall. We decided to take out the chimney too. That would really free up a lot of space in the kitchen. Turned out to be a good decision. You can see here in the kitchen where the chimney was. That's where we're going to put the refrigerator. There's the bedroom, tar paper on half the wall before the siding. We decided too to open up the bedroom to the bathroom with a door. We decided to go with a pocket door to save space. There's the drywall we tore out in the bedroom, full of mold on the backside, and we had decided to tear down the drywall in the entire bedroom, treat the mold, and then put it back up. Then the bathroom, we had to gut the floor, sister the floor joists, take out the window, and the whole wall was rotten too. We closed that in for a month or so while we worked on the inside and put the new floor joists in. We used some plywood that we had laying around to cover the outside. Then the floor was unlevel and the house had sagged. They didn't use strong enough floor joists in the floor. They were only 2x8s on like 20-inch on center, which is not near enough. You can see one of the headers. We moved the door in the pantry and put up a header for a pocket door to save a lot of room. That's gonna end up real nice. After we supported the floor, we worked on the plumbing, and we had to rebuild some walls in the kitchen as well. Some of the studs were terribly terribly crooked. With wiring in the attic for lights and new receptacles everywhere, turned out really nice. Added us a lot of updated new wiring with grounds. People said I needed to hire a designer for the kitchen, but found a software that was free online and got to drawing. Thankfully, I was pretty good in geometry class and know how to use graph paper and got the kitchen designed, ordered all the cabinets, and got a good deal at Lowe's. Because of my lack of knowledge of how long this would take, these cabinets sat here for months and months before we even put them up. I am going to have a part 2. Ask if there's anything specific you want to see in the comments, and I'll try to add it in there.